Так, приветствую вас, дамы и господа, и добро пожаловать на вечернюю трансляцию по Spellforce 3. Будем мочить нежить. Я, видимо, забыл убрать начало конца. Вот. Так. Просто жалкая полемика. Жаркая полемика. Так, секунду. О, я готов. Здравствуйте, Сафроныч, здравствуйте, Драгонастер, здравствуйте, Флэш, здравствуйте, Козой Зуб. Здравствуйте, Бромастер. Вот. Так, лекцию выложил. Вчерашнюю, по планам, если кому интересно. Плюс рассматриваются альтернативные стримы по альтернативным играм, которые совершенно не свойственны каналу, не свойственны чидушке, ну, чему бы и не попробовать. Здравствуйте, Алканаст. Вот. Новостей я рассказывать вам не буду, коли вам не интересно, хотя есть парочка прикольных, но я вам о них не расскажу. Майнкрафт нет, у меня слишком скудное восприятие пространства для Майнкрафта. И понимаете, как хотите. Максимум я смогу сделать квадратный писюн. Вот в этом я хорош. Налепить квадратный писюн. Симулятор камня будет, да. Я запущу симулятор камня и уйду. Вот. Будет 4 часа такого стрима. Смотрите, уже 19-й патч. Здравствуйте, Мавай.
The field dog. What may sound like a myth or horror story to many is harsh reality for the 200 iron falcons of the canyon named Aeonir's Blade. According to legend, the guardian gods fought back the field dog, ancient mythical demons, and sealed them in a tomb. Ever since that day, the field dog have tried to break free, raising hordes of the undead from the sand to do...
Из-за я ничего не делал. Приветствую, Йорк. А что, у нас превозмогания начинаются? Мы же вроде решили, что мы превозмогать пока не можем, нам еды надо. Не, мужиков кончили, давайте загрузим. Пораньше, пока мужики живы были. Здравствуйте, Чебик. В ванилу нафиг играть. Я бы поиграл с удовольствием бы большим, но я чувствую, вы слабоваты для ванилы будете. Во-первых, вы слабоваты для ванилы будете. Во-вторых, я очень, во-первых, сильно сомневаюсь, что... Как бы вам сказать? Что рейды ванили будут интересны. Вот поверьте старому Воверу, что в принципе ванила это не самый интересный момент с рейдами, потому что основные проблемы там были из-за того, что люди плохо знали механику, у людей был очень плохой интернет, и люди просто баговали и лаговали во время комбата. Сейчас тем, что у всех охренительный интернет, и у всех как бы 40 человек рейд без проблем потянет, и все более-менее скилловые игроки, я очень сильно сомневаюсь, что ванила будет представлять хоть какую-то сложность для... Да даже для рейдеров, которые в ЛФГ всегда ходят. Серьезно. Хотя прокачка будет очень сложной. То есть, представляете, там квесты читать надо, там... Надо прям вот серьезно читать, смотреть, куда тебя направляют. Если тебя направляют на северо-восток, ты должен посмотреть на небес, а потом рассчитать, где север, потом отчитать северо-восток, идти на северо-восток, надеяться, что вы придете в нужное место. А по пути отбиться от понять, что гарпии, прийти понять, что вы не пришли не в нужное место, пойти слиться об гарпии, ну и так далее, и так 20 раз. Здравствуйте, Стилфикс. Да, нужно до хрена очень сложных приквестов делать. Резисты собирать. Понимаете, ванила... Она для очень хардкорных игроков. Для настолько... Вот это как линейка классика. Вот настолько она хардкорна, вот для вот настолько хардкорных игроков. Так, нам нужен очень еще домик. Нам очень-очень нужна еда. Союшка. Если бы я был бы... Да, еще если бы я был бы в нормальной гильдии, то есть если бы у меня гильдия была хардкорная. Хотя бы, чтобы в ней хардкорчиков 30 человек было хотя бы. Остальные 10 могут на вагоне пройти, кроме... Везде, кроме... вокруг 40 последних боссов. Близнецов и, соответственно, Сеон, Зота. И... ошибись. И, соответственно, всего Накс Рамоса. Там вообще ни одному тупить нельзя. Если хоть один тупит, это вообще боль, страдания, унижение и минус 50 ДКП. Да, Сатиерий? Болденкор на модеме. Помню, когда в вентиляторе идет уже обсуждение, как сейчас буду выбегать из войд-зоны, у меня на экране даже еще и висят пол. Да. Именно так. Все именно так.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
I can't. I'm out of mana.
Здравствуйте, Егорок. Диалоги про ванилу. Ну, че, это что старый, блин. Старый игрок. Бога повидал.
I'm injured.
Take up one of our heroes.
Так, отбегай.
Prepare
Вот
yourself.
этого пейте лучше. А я порталы делал на Аргусе, клята Аргулит фармля. Не знаю, мне показалось, что... Ну, рейд может быть очень веселый в Аргусе. И все. И больше там, ну, ничего нет. Ничего нету, ничего ждать даже не стоит.
I'm ready. Need control.
Что интересно, в Spellforce произошло с первого стрима. Но мы армию собрали и можем отправляться. Ну, отправились за первой частью артефакта, который приведет нас к древним. Для того, чтобы с ними то ли пообщаться, то ли еще чего.
Yes. I'm injured.
То есть, когда лень играть в Warcraft, нужно много времени вливать, либо казуалить. Также вам уплачу, поиграю 2 дня и опять исчезну на 2-3 месяца. Ну, грустновато это на самом деле.
Sure.
Understood.
Тут кровавый жар уже, ну, предполагает, что это телепатическая связь древних. То есть они пытаются общаться, и из-за того, что они пытаются общаться, у людей мозг плавится.
I'll do what's
Пока
required.
теории только такие.
Good move. Fine.
Да господи, сколько тут нежити-то, а? Walking Dead, блин, прям.
So much blood. Fair enough. Let's do this.
Сейчас еды поднакопим, армию соберем и можно будет хоть отправляться. Может запускаем. Здравствуйте, Сарт.
Focus.
Ну,
Whatever's necessary.
Я понимаю, чего они добиваются. То есть они добиваются того, чтобы вернуть людей, которые играют на пиратках. То есть пираток в свое время очень много развелось. Очень много сейчас пираток. И люди видят, что, блин, есть пиратки с онлайном в 10к, в 20к, в 30к, ну и так далее. Видимо, они решили отщипнуть свой кусочек от всего этого. Плюс это позволит вернуться старым игрокам, которые ушли в свое время тупо из-за того, что им не нравится новый легион. Плюс постоянно на форумах ноют, что в классике было лучше, что было интереснее, комьюнити более живое, квесты богаче, там, ну и все в таком духе. Я вам клянусь, ну, будет 1-2 полных сервера, остальные будут полупустые или просто пустые. А, поклясться в этом готов. Как бы это грустно не было. Нет, причем они говорят, что они сделают ее такой, какой именно она была. В плане баланса. То есть, скорее всего, будет новый движок, который есть сейчас, использует, ну, игра, которая использует сейчас. Вот, то есть, более современная графика и все такое. Новые анимации, ну, в общем, вся хурма. Но при этом баланс будет старый. Это значит, что 70% классов будет один. Да, будет один спек. Только если они захотят что-то сбалансить. Опять же, в этом очень маловероятно. Здравствуйте, Ванишман. Что же рыжая баба из жалости вставила вам уродом компанию? Пойдем на убийцу. Мы ей приглянулись, она сказала, я буду вся ваша. Вот как-то так. А чем у нас нежить бьет по типу урона? Она журбищем, да, по идее, лупасить должна? Это классика. Естественно, та же самая подписка на WoW будет. То есть я сомневаюсь, что она будет отдельная. Будет стандартная подписка на World of Warcraft. То есть ничего сверх меры.
Building completed.
Почему у тебя ПГ пытается из дома что-то украсть, но нечего? Он просто говорит, что у вас тут пусто, мол, наполните.
Our warriors are hungry. Let's find more food.
Make it quick.
Я просто не понимаю, а где у нас... О! Как-то слабенько. Да, близу созрели для серверов классики, но... Они говорят, пока мы не знаем, когда это будет в следующем году, когда не знаем. Может быть. А может и не быть. Вот так. Причем они еще это на близко не сказали. Ну, то есть... Давненько уже. Я все еще пытаюсь найти главную базу, чтобы туда что-то послать. Может быть, они мне еды дадут в ответ. Передавай пост, я вот вижу. Но как у тебя что-то послать, дружище? Его брата слышал уже полмесяца назад. А, ну, естественно. Куда же мы без Вани, что-то, который все слышал, а полмесяца-то назад? Самый большой молодец на свете, который все слышал. Интересно, где-нибудь можно забубенить рыбацкую хижину, а? Вроде где-то вода вот есть. Да? Или Всевышний голос воззовет ко мне и скажет, что здесь рыбы нет. Видимо, так и есть. Здравствуйте, Геннадий. Здравствуйте, Евгений. Ну, блин, ну не интересуется человек Вовом, ну, что вы там такого? Прям вот печаль, беда-то, да? А ну что, вы нам еды уже доставили, да?
Our warriors are hungry. Let's find more food.
Камнетесня, военная яма, да нет, как бы... Как бы странно это не было, но нет. Авангард Вовер, не. Ну не знаю, линейка такая. Как бы вам сказать? Понимаете, в WoW вы можете играть один даже до определенного момента. И линейка, с другой стороны, подталкивает вас к социальным, к социализации чуть ли не с первых уровней. То есть, вот старые ММОшки, сейчас, секунду, именно старые ММОшки, вот старые хардкорные, они заставляли людей быть социальными. То есть, это многопользовательская, как бы, игра. То есть, то, что сейчас происходит, это больше сингл с вкраплением ММО, скажем так. Например, для того же, на тот же WoW или в ту же линейку, чтобы сейчас играть, вам не нужны напарники, вам не нужна партия, вам конста не нужна, вам, там, по сути, вам никто не нужен. До определенного, естественно, момента, до хай-левела, но тем не менее. Социализация происходит очень сильно потом. А в старых хардкорных ММОшках социализация была сразу. Здравствуйте, Лорес. Бурчание старого тролля, только бурчание старого гнома. Хотя, если Вов, то да, старого тролля. Бурчание старого тролля. Ах, чейдушка, когда-то был старым. А, когда-то был молодым, могучим и дерзким. Чейдушка старик. Да, он может только брызжать. А что узнал от этого бурчания? Ну, правильно. Доброй ночи. Сейчас можно включить персонажа, не выходя из столицы. Какая тут социализация? Да. На мой взгляд, это как раз таки проблема современных ММО. Поэтому многие скучают именно по старым ММОшкам. Здравствуйте, Warbeer.
Pale skin. No reason to worry, boy.
Что соло можно. Понимаете, есть великолепные соло-проекты, где можно соло спокойненько играться и получать от этого удовольствие. Если вы идете в ММО, то не знаю, как бы. Там социализация нужна, на мой взгляд.
What do you want?
Yes.
А, уже добежали, да? Союшка. Да. Ты дура, ты убила всех своих людей. Нет, я не могу. Там демоны, помогите. О, боже мой, чума. Страшная чума.
Pale skin.
Roll.
Make it quick. Yes.
Ну чё, будем пробовать? Союшка.
We'll be fast. Our warriors are hungry. Let's find more food. What do you want?
И древние не были протосами. Да кто его знает? Ну, довольно много заимствований взято.
I'm injured.
Take up one of our heroes.
Ну, такой себе урон, на самом деле. 3500 как бы, а по факту жопа.
Take up one of our heroes.
Так, девчонка хоть встанет.
Protect Kiroi. Take up one of our heroes.
Воу-воу-воу-воу-воу-воу-воу.
Yes.
Will do. For the fire wheel. Damn it! I need healing.
Так, да мужик демона танкует нормально.
Damn it! I need healing.
I don't like this. What do you require?
I need healing. What do you want? What do we need?
That way? Get ready. I'm injured.
А вот, кстати, понимаю, кто тут щитом всем раздает? Сволочь такая.
Take up one of our heroes.
Так, ладно, она все равно живет.
goes nothing.
Что ж ты такой неубиваемый-то, алло?
Here we go. That should not have happened. Yes. I'm injured.
Healing. They got one of our heroes.
Да не может, не может атаковать.
I need help over here.
Я обалдею. У меня ни одного колдована... чистого нет, атакующего колдована, да, нету.
Is harsh reality for the two
Здравствуйте,
iron
Филипп.
falcons of the
Здравствуйте,
canyon
Лоруэ.
named Aeneir's Blade. According to legend, the guardian gods fought back the field dog, ancient mythical demons, and sealed them in a tomb. Ever since that day, the field dog have tried to break free.
Сложность маг круга.
I'm injured.
They got one of our heroes.
3500 урона нанесли и не нанесли. Ничего не нанесли, в общем-то. Кому вы 3500 урона нанесли, я так и не понял.
Damn it! I need healing. They got one of our heroes.
I don't like this kind of magic. Focus. So, what's the plan? Get ready. Fair enough. Let's do this.
We should be more careful next time.
Там есть зомби, которые взрываются, которые просто уничтожили мне всех милишников.
Of course. I need help over here.
They got one of our heroes. Protect Kiroi.
I'm injured.
Ну, как бы какие-то щитоломы есть, не? Или черту их? Не, я совсем посыпался. Это будет стреляет, но...
The field
По
dog.
башням, видимо, только. Чернокнижник уже азиатский огонь получил.
What may sound like a myth or horror story to many is harsh reality.
Смотрите, она как бы прилетает, но... Это все, что она делает.
What do you require? I'm injured. I'll make it quick.
They got one of our heroes.
Зашибись.
You got it.
Make it quick. What is it? Our warriors are hungry. Let's find more food.
Yes. I understand.
Need healing.
Yes?
I need help over here.
More of them. Protect Kiroi.
They got one of our heroes.
I need healing.
Ну, герои просто кончают, если я их там не тачу, и все.
The
Кабичка
field
против него
dark.
надо или магов.
What may sound like a myth or horror story to many
Даже
is
не
harsh
знаю.
reality for the 200 iron falcons of the canyon named Aeonir's Blade. According to legend, the guardian god
Of course. I won't stand a chance. Prepare yourselves. I'm injured.
You'll regret this.
Что вы еще здесь делаете?
Failskin. What do we need? Understood.
I'm injured.
Got it. Make it quick.
What do you require? I'm injured.
They got one of our heroes.
They will fall. What do you want?
I don't like this kind of magic.
More of them. Protect Kiroi.
I'm
They got
injured.
one of our heroes.
Ай, как все плохо, плохо-то как, а.
What do you want?
I'm injured.
They got one of our heroes.
Damn it! I need. Yes. You read my mind.
They got one of our heroes.
Тычка у мужика просто огонь.
That should not have happened.
Help me. What do you want?
Damn it! I need healing.
Control.
They got one of our heroes.
То есть они в любом случае просто продавливают
the field dark
вот эти вот элитные мобы, которые
sound like a myth
в
or
АУЕ
horror
бьют.
story
Они
to
продавливают просто всю
is harsh
пехоту.
reality for the
Их самих
200
нельзя
iron
фокусить
falcons of
довольно
the
быстро, то есть
canyon
они
named
успевают все
Aeonir's
продавить
Blade.
пехоту.
According
Приходит
to
большой
legend,
и всех добивают.
Failskin.
Ну, конечно, как бы, ну, зашибись, но на самом деле нифига не зашибись.
Our warriors are hungry. Let's find more food.
I'm
Make it
injured.
quick.
They got one of our heroes.
Еще девчулька, блин, постоянно отлетает.
I need help over here.
So, what's the plan?
Help me.
I need help over here.
Help
I
me.
don't like this kind of magic.
They got one of our heroes.
Just give the word. Sure. Sounds like a plan. That way?
Walking corpses. Take them down.
I am ready. I'll make it quick. I understand. As you want.
They got one of our heroes.
Yes. All right, here goes nothing.
Damn it! I need healing.
Я херею.
Damn it! I need healing.
Меня просто продавливают.
Protect Kiroi.
Over
That should
here.
not have happened.
They got one of our heroes. Damn it! I need healing.
Understood.
I'm injured.
They got one of our heroes. Back on your feet. We need.
So, what's the plan?
They got one of our heroes.
Ну,
The
у меня
field
лишний
dark.
гораздо двуручник.
What may sound like a myth or horror story to many is harsh reality for the 200 iron falcons of the canyon named Aeonir's Blade. According to legend,
Здравствуйте, игры
the
Вирус.
guardian gods fought.
Так у Гора есть ослабляющий тотем.
Corporal?
Он тотем земли он ослабляет.
I'm injured.
I'll do what's required.
They got one of our heroes.
А девчонку он просто уничтожает, она серьезно.
Damn it! I need healing. They will fall.
Я не знаю.
Whatever.
Damn it! I need healing. They got one of our heroes.
I don't like this kind of magic.
We got their scent.
I'm injured.
Sounds like a
I'll
plan.
be swift.
What do you want?
I need help over here.
It will be bloody.
Долбаные маги.
They got one of our heroes.
I need help over here.
Damn it! I need healing.
Yes.
Ты можешь пойти потов хотя бы купить.
More of them. Protect Kiroi. They got one of our heroes. They will fall. Our warriors are hungry. Let's find more food.
I need help over here.
Но смотрите, вот просто меня тупо продавливают.
Damn it! I need healing.
Я их контролю, я их уезжу, я все делаю. Меня тупо продавливают.
You read my mind.
I'm injured.
I need healing. They got one of our heroes.
Helen's rings. I'll never get used to that. I need help over here.
They got one of our heroes. Help me.
Get up.
Именно в кстати, забытых королевств даже не обязательно только правда научный гравитер, у которого нет души. Ну, есть D&D онлайн, но она не современная.
The field dog. What may sound like a myth
Относись на
or
этом месте,
horror
ну,
story to
получается
many
давненько. Я
is
просто не
harsh
знаю, даже
reality
если
for
я,
the 200
блин, ну
iron
отстрою
falcons
200
of the
лимитов.
canyon named.
Ну давайте, допустим, я отстрою 200 лимитов.
The field dark.
Ну даже если так. То есть меня уничтожают именно вот эти элитные твари. А, ну все равно не успеваешь. То есть приходят элитные войска и меня просто убивают. Хочу я этого, не хочу, они просто меня убивают. Если бы хотя бы вот эти парни были со мной.
Our warriors are hungry. Let's find more food. Huh? Make it quick.
I'm injured. They won't stand a chance.
Take up one of our heroes.
Ладно, бабах.
I'll do what's required.
Damn it! I need healing. Take up one of our heroes.
Два воителя подползли.
One. Huh? Over there. Blazes. That was unexpected.
I'll make it quick.
What do we need?
Here we go.
Prepare yourself.
Fails, kid.
Focus.
Axe is ready.
I'm injured.
More of them. Protect Kiroi.
Я вот вроде как, блин, протект героя делаю, но...
I'm injured. Yes. It will
Damn
be
it!
bloody.
I need healing. Take up one of our heroes.
Чё-то как-то не хватает.
I need healing. Take up one of our heroes.
I need help over here.
А что, есть варианты?
The
То есть,
field
получается,
dark.
в переходе
What
на,
may sound like a
на
myth
третью
or
волну
horror story to many
нас
is
продавливают.
harsh reality for the 200 iron falcons of the canyon named Aeonir's Blade.
Что как бы не круто. Читы включить. Раз и кида. Ну, читы это такой себе вариант.
I'm injured. Understood. As you want. They won't stand a chance.
Need
injured.
They got one of our heroes.
Вот, смотрите, уже неплохо.
I don't like this kind of magic.
They got one of our heroes.
Of course.
Damn it! I need healing.
Got it. Whatever's necessary.
Corporal?
Still strange.
I'm injured.
Блин, что ты тут-то вечно тусуешься? Объясни мне.
I'll do what's required. I understand.
Что ж ты не такая, как все?
More of them. Protect Kiroi.
I'm injured.
They got one of our heroes. Damn it! I need healing. Cheat.
Give the word.
They got one of our heroes.
As you want. I'll be swift.
I need help over here.
They got one of our heroes.
Были банки еще всякие на оглушение по площади шар в игры и т.п.
Is harsh reality for the 200
Банки-то
iron
были.
falcons of the canyon named Aeneas Blade.
Но с резистами это не жить, это, по-моему, вообще удаляет.
That should not have happened.
Sure.
One. What is it?
Dear Clan.
They will fall.
Understood. Of course.
Yes.
More of them. Protect Kiroi.
Blood. I'll do
Understood.
what's
All right.
required.
Here goes nothing.
Ну, героя просто кто-то кончает, я не могу понять, кто. Его даже вроде никто не бьет, но кто-то при этом его бьет.
I'm injured.
They got one of our heroes.
I need help over here.
Ускорение на главного героя, второй спел. С ним да, я понимаю, мана вечно не хватает.
Is harsh reality for the 200 iron falcons of the canyon named
Властелин колец стратегию. Может, что-то и есть такое.
You read my mind.
Если бы тут тактическая пауза была, блин, вот цены бы этому, тактической паузе бы не было. Серьезно.
They got one of our heroes. more of them. Protect Kiroi.
So much blood. I'm injured. As you want.
Cheap. They got one of our heroes. Damn it.
Так, у нас еще два этих есть. Если два, это нормально.
Damn it. I need healing.
That should not have happened.
Ну, смотрите, более-менее все идет. Так, более-менее.
Yes. I understand.
Damn it. I need healing.
I'm injured.
Help me. They got one of our heroes.
What do we need? Whatever's necessary.
I need healing. Yes. Let's burn them. Damn it. I need healing. They got one of our heroes.
Get up.
Back on your feet. We need. They got one of our heroes.
Эх, я только сказал, что все хорошо, а?
The field dog.
Тут взрывы трубов, то
What
есть
may
вы трубы
sound like
убиваете,
a
они
myth or
взрываются.
horror story to many
Из-за этого
is harsh
фактически
reality for the 200
улетает вся
iron falcons
пехота
of the
и все
canyon
милишники.
named Aeneas Blade.
Если бы трубаки так не взрывались,
You got it.
дичайше.
Damn it. I need healing.
А видите?
Here we go. Fair enough. Let's do this.
They won't stand a chance.
Fail's good.
I'm injured. I'll be swift.
Damn it. I need healing.
Is there anything?
They got one of our heroes.
I'm injured.
Just give the word.
Damn it. I need healing.
What do you want?
Yes?
Fail's good. Huh? Next.
Пусть кое-то веки вот эти вот твари под... А, вот.
Got it.
Под крыва пришла.
Get ready.
That should not have happened.
Damn it. I need healing. They got one of our heroes.
Хорошо, под крыва пришла, а толку нету. Раз этих вардеров.
The field dog. What may sound like a myth or horror story to many is
Не
harsh
без лицевого
reality for
кулака,
the
это я
200
запросто.
iron falcons of the canyon named Aeneas Blade. According to legend, the guardian gods fought
Make it quick.
Там головица, это я запросто.
Yes.
I need healing.
So, what's the plan?
What do you want?
Prepare yourselves.
Damn it. I need healing.
I'm injured.
Yes. You read my mind.
Control.
I'm injured.
They got one of our heroes.
Huh? You'll regret this. Yes.
Damn it! I need healing.
What is it?
Sure.
Understood.
Мужики, нужна подкрепа.
Let's do this.
This kind of magic.
Какая-никакая.
Damn it! I need healing.
I'm injured, Corporal. It will be bloody.
Yes. Here we go.
Damn it! I need healing.
Так, ну смотрите, прогресс какой-никакой.
Our warriors are hungry. Let's find more food.
Вот это очень плохо.
Whatever necessary.
Corporal, I understand.
Смотрите, кулак ведь не выдерживает.
I'm injured.
Take up one of our heroes. They will fall. Take up one of our heroes.
I'm injured. I need help over here.
Take up one of our heroes. I need healing.
Yes. Will do. Yes. Understood.
Helen's rings. I'll never get used to
Keroy! No, you can't. Shit.
Раз, Demolition. Черный экран нормально? Нет, у вас что-то не то с плеером. Способ был излюбленной стратегии спамить огромное количество стрелков башен на пути врагов. Нет, здесь такой не прокативает.
Now would you look at that?
Yes?
Yes.
Фу, ну это было тяжело.
I killed them.
Просрал? Так я его здесь убил. Как я мог Легу просрать, если я его здесь убил? Вот здесь вот он стоял, я его убил. 20 демонических сердец получил. Что это был за ритуал?
That ritual he performed. What was it?
A sacrifice. He knew there was no time to seal the tomb manually, so he decided to act. Dutiful until the end.
Здравствуйте, Антон. Ты бы залегся, да? Не за что. А что с Филдарк?
What about the field arg? Are we safe?
As long as we hold the fortress, yes. the world is safe. And as always, we're the ones who paid the price.
Вы сможете ее удержать? Погодите, а как я получу то, что мне надо?
Well, will you be able to hold it?
Yes. The undead took this fortress because we didn't expect their ambush. We do now. As long as we keep the gates shut, we'll be able to fend them off.
А что с камнем?
What about the stone? We still need it.
Of course, you'll get your stone. Just wait here. Here, is this the one you're looking for?
It is. Where did you have it?
In our treasury. It has been in the fortress since our order was founded. We never knew what it was and assumed it was a Hibernian artifact. Turns out it wasn't. Here, take it.
Thank you.
Thank me. You still have no idea what you prevented from happening, have you? If you hadn't been here, the File Darg would have awoken, and then the blood burn would have been the least of our worries. And here I am, not even knowing your name.
Tahar.
It's Tahar. Yes, like Isamo Tahar.
Oh, so you're... Huh. I... see. Well, Aenir's blade was never affected by your father's rebellion, but it seems you don't take after him. That's good. Anyway, all the best on your travels, and good luck.
Likewise.
Sir Catras, I think we should have a word. Yes, you will get your helmet.
Я хотел спросить, а на Эмрика шлем дадут или нет? Вот. Ускорение союзников укрыл квас на 5 секунд. Это неплохо. Тут парень вот запечатал биева, а где-то он другой есть. Че, наверное, тот самый классный. 10 очков здоровья. Нет, стойкость это хорошо. Но, блин, исцеление как-то получше будет. Что у тебя со щитом дворов? Я могу в щит перековаться. У меня ветка щита есть. Хотя у меня одноручки нет. А ты с ним ходишь? Нет. Но двор со щитом есть. В принципе, и все. Во все сети забьем виверну. Мы ее там разве не били? Давайте щит возьмем и фиг с ним. Здравствуйте, мясо краба. Все, моя миссия выполнена. А, это виверна. Так она рекинилась, как тварь редкостная. Что я ей сделаю? Я ее бью, она регенится. Я ее бью, она регенится. Бью, она снова регенится. Ну сейчас кого сдадим, следующий получим, можно попробовать будет сходить за виверной. Будем пробовать. Вообще совсем поболтать можно будет 20 раз.
Interesting.
Tahar, what is it?
А что случилось после того, как мы разделились?
There's one thing I've been wondering about.
Прям очень сильно волнует
After
меня
we
эта
parted
вещь.
at the hideout, what exactly happened? How did you and my father part ways?
Good question. I guess it all started with the relics, the tomes. You remember them, right?
Yes. He was hoping they'd help him to win the war.
Exactly. And there was this one moment when he found the 5th tome, when I came to a realization. You see, there were all those bodies. Enemies, but also many of our people. We had shed so much blood, Tahar. So much blood for our cause. But Asamo, he didn't care. If there was any grief in his eyes, I couldn't see it. And as dramatic as it may sound, that's when I finally understood that we had lost our cause. This wasn't about ideals, about us mages anymore. It was about him. Whatever his intentions had become.
And that's the reason Zane, Helena, and I betrayed him. Come on, do you really want to tell us you didn't see that before? The tomes were all about power.
No, you misunderstand. I knew it was about power. But Asamo always told us that he would use that power for the greater good. And it's not that far off. I mean, can't you imagine? With the power of the tomes, we could have united the world. Even made it a better one. No more persecution of the deviant. No more wars. No more suffering.
Аристократия.
You mean an aristocracy, with a couple of mages playing God?
There's always someone playing God. And honestly, don't you think the world would have been a better place if there were gods who actually cared? Who involved themselves in politics? I do. But be that as it may, what we can be certain of is that the world the Purity is envisioning would be a far worse one than anything us mages could have ever created. They must be stopped at all costs.
I'll be off.
Категоричненький он какой-то.
Let's see.
А что с атомной властью, кто знает? То есть у них какая-то магия хранится или что? И что будет, если все их соберешь? Понятно.
Now would you look at that?
Yes, Corporal? How can I help?
Ну и как ты стала убийцей?
Well, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. How did you become an assassin?
Why do you want to know?
Я хочу знать своих союзников.
Because I want to know my allies.
Huh. I see. In short, my mother sold me. And after an incident, my owner noticed my talents. He started to train me to carry out jobs for him. And when I was 17, he had an accident. I've been an independent assassin ever since.
Your mother sold you? But where? Why?
Because she needed the coin, and already had 4 children to feed. And as for your first question, where there is demand, there is a market. Particularly in a big city like Greyfell. It's not as uncommon as you might believe.
Что-то мне это напоминает ту же самую историю Артемаса Энтрери. Да блин, или любого другого убийцы его. Продали в детстве. Он делал всякое, чтобы выжить. Потом научился и стал всех убивать. Банальненько, но почему бы и нет. Рынок в Грейфелле.
You're saying there's a slave market in Greyfell?
Slaves, sex, murdering for pleasure. Just imagine every dark desire you can think of. And you know what the Greyfell Bazaar has to offer. I find it interesting that this surprises you. Didn't you serve in the Royal Army for 8 years?
I only joined shortly before the Mage Wars started, and the Greyfell affairs were the responsibility of the Greyfell Guard. I just didn't know.
Well, now you do. I do not agree with the purity of light in most aspects. But they are right when they say there are many sinners in this world. If you believe in the concept of sin, that is.
Пардон, что такое убийство ради удовольствия, мне интересно? То есть ты жертву как-то истязаешь по-особому, или ты просто приходишь и убиваешь ее? Ну какое тогда в этом удовольствие? Так можно подойти к любому человеку на улице, ткнуть его ножом и уйти дальше. Удовольствие. Да, жуткая история.
That's quite the story.
Is it?
Конечно. И что ты по всему этому поводу чувствуешь?
How do you feel about this? Your mother selling you off?
Well, I used to feel strongly about it. Now I've simply accepted it as part of my past. But there are plenty of reasons for that.
И кто был твой хозяин?
So, who is this man who bought you?
I won't talk about that. This chapter of my past is done, and I want it to stay buried.
Ты что-то скрываешь?
To me, that sounds like you're hiding something.
I am. But it should be of no relevance to you. So, tell me, Pariah, how did you become the betrayer's child in the first place? It's rare for a child to defy their own father.
Он запутался, наверное.
He lost his vision. When he started the rebellion, it was about the safety of mages, but he became more and more radical. I just couldn't stand by and watch anymore.
That's admirable. Well, thank you for sharing this with me. Either way, is there anything else you need?
Не
Goodbye.
надо. Дедушке порой не хватает старого доброго ультранасилия. Пошел в жопу рак отсюда, вот. От всего этого не хватает порой. Просто наорать на тиммейтов. И успокоиться. Давно я в коопе ни с кем не играл. Надо попробовать. Пробуждает это, конечно, во мне не самое лучшее качество, но посмотрим. Ты ж добродушная. Я добродушная, себя не трогаю.
What do you need?
I want to try.
All right. Here's what we can do.
Ход нет. Может быть, Overwatch попробуем, может быть, что-то другое. Ну, знаете, такое что-нибудь радикальненькое, чего у нас еще не было. В складе. Ну или что-то другое, я не знаю. А видно будет.
Understood.
Кстати, по поводу добродушного, вы, наверное, ни разу не видели меня, когда я пытался в Overwatch рейтинг брать. То есть... Я добродушный, только если дело не касается, скажем так, рейтинга.
Music to my ears. What did you have in mind?
Если это касается рейтинга, я уже не такой добродушный. Здравствуйте, Кадабра. Подав наберем нормально.
What do we need?
Вы в итоге взял 2700. Ну, чем масса дебила, ну что сделать? Ты играешь в Overwatch, да, когда ты играл активно? Сейчас времени нет.
Will do.
Так что навыки, может быть, и заржавели даже.
Mm-hmm. Will do. How are you holding up?
Fine, I guess. Thanks for asking. You know, Corporal, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Yes?
Well, not knowing your mother and all that shit your father put you through. Do you ever feel lost?
Почему ты об этом спрашиваешь?
Why do you want to know?
Oh, I'm just wondering, I guess. So, what's your answer?
Я справляюсь.
I manage.
I see. You know, I haven't told you that yet, but actually our pasts aren't so different. Save for the fact that my father didn't try to conquer the world, at least not that I know.
How are our pasts alike then?
Simply put, I also didn't know my mother. And my father was a bastard if there ever was one.
Ну что случилось с твоей матерью?
What happened to your mother?
She died giving birth to me.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. As I said, I never knew her.
I take it you and your father aren't on good terms then.
You are of great wisdom, Tahar. No, we were not. I was and still am the only heir of the family, and if there's anything my father ever cared about, it was prestige. You see, it might not be obvious, but I'm actually of noble blood. Pure blood, as Finn and Mir elves call it. Nothing impressive, small nobility. You know, similar to the kind of Nortander nobility that's always around at royal festivities, licking everyone's boots so that they just don't forget about them.
Погоди, у эльфов есть аристократия?
There's nobility in Finn and Mir?
Oh, yes, there is. They don't call it that, but essentially Finn and Mir is an aristocracy.
How so?
Well, as you might know, elven culture heavily revolves around the White Tree, a gift from their goddess Ellen. Simply put, the tree is revered and guarded by a group of mages, of seers, called the Council. They're the rulers of our country, 6 women and 6 men. Now, according to the ancient lore, when a seer dies, his or her successor is chosen by the Council. However, it has become custom that a seer should be replaced by someone from his bloodline. Someone pure, as they call it.
Which means they make sure that the power stays within the right families.
Indeed. And even though elven families in themselves are small, if you count all the cousins, aunts, and uncles, the members of just one council family could populate a whole township. In other words, the closer your blood ties with the council, the closer you are to the White Tree. And thus, the higher your standing.
So I assume your father put you under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. I barely had a childhood. It was all stern-faced teachers instead, trying to feed me language, history, math, and magic from the day I could speak. And I can't even remember all those festivities and religious ceremonies I had to attend. It was as if I learned the meaning of the word small talk before I learned how to ask for my mother's teat. Not that she would have been around to listen.
Шикарный шутер. Никто не убирает блеск. Видимо, вы неправильно играли. Как же твои друзья?
How about friends?
Oh, that's another topic. I was allowed to go out and play as long as it was with the right people. Still, I didn't, which was my choice, really. One of the few I made in those years. I preferred to stay on my own.
How come?
I don't know. See, I've always felt a bit ahead of others. As you know, we think in other dimensions than you do. Our lives are a lot longer. What that means is that an elf who has seen 20 winters is still considered and looks like a child. Thus, behaves as such. I just never felt at home with most people. Especially around my age. And that feeling never changed.
Как Метес, ну, сложно сказать. То есть, как такова концепция, мне нравится, то есть, избранный и вперед в приключения. Вот. С другой стороны, мне не нравится, что ты избранный всегда. Второстепенные квесты не всегда интересны. Боевая механика... Как бы это сказать-то? Боевая механика идентична. Механика прокачки старая. Она неплохая, она просто старая. Ничего как бы против не имею, мне такая нравится. Я в Ультиме онлайн все время игрался. Так что такая система прокачки мне нравится. Но сама боевка отвратительна. Поэтому очень быстро надоедает играть. Нет динамики. И что со всего этого надеется получить твой отец?
What was your father hoping to gain from this?
Isn't it obvious? He wanted to marry me off, and thus expand our petty little family's prestige.
Зачем тогда столько всякого изучать?
If he simply wanted to arrange a marriage for you, then why teach you magic, maths? When these things happen in Northander, it's usually more about, how shall I put it?
The looks?
And the ancestry, yes.
Well, these things play a big role in Finn and Mir too, but to be considered a good match, education and magical talent are just as important. For a priest, let alone a pure blood, to be seen with an uneducated, non-gifted street elf is frowned upon, not to say forbidden. Also, from what I've learned, it's mostly young women and girls who get married off in Northander, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, this isn't the case in Finn and Mir. If the head of a family decides to do so, a young boy or a young man may have the same fate as the one I just escaped by a hair's breadth. But this is a topic you could fill books with. Probably not for now.
Нормально. Но до этого так и не дошло.
But it never came to that?
Almost.
Понятно.
I see.
Да где теперь твой отец?
Where is your father now?
Dead as a doornail. He got assassinated some years before I was allowed into the priesthood.
Убили?
Assassinated? What happened?
He got mistaken for someone else. But it doesn't really matter. Let's not talk about it.
Похоже, он получил то, что заслуживал.
Sounds like he got what he deserved.
I don't believe people get what they deserve. They get whatever life or the guardians bother to give them. Murderers live to be 100. Children die in the birth beds. Ultimately, the biggest fallacy is that we like to believe that there's someone who gives a damn. We're on our own, and we have to make the best out of whatever life throws at us. I did. And even though not all worked out as I had planned, I'm here. And I'm free.
Довольно циничный взгляд на мир.
That's a cynical way to see things.
No more cynical than to believe that the gods care.
Why?
Well, if you had the power to intervene without risk and you don't, what does that make you? A textbook cynic, and definitely not someone I'd like to have a drink with, let alone worship.
Умнее, быстрее, маги сильнее, кулачные бои тоже апнули, словом. То, что вышел мод на уровень, да, я знаю, 4.3. Неплохой. Но ты все равно иногда чувствуешь себя потерянной.
But you still feel lost sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, I do. But I'm working on it. Anyway, we digressed quite a bit, didn't we? Sorry, my fault. Sometimes I just talk too much. I'll see you around, Tahar. And thanks for listening.
А это ваш мод, сами сделали. Офигеть.
Got it.
Плохо. Все платное, бесплатно еще дороже, да. Как бы это странно не было, бесплатное все дороже платного. Как бы это тупо не звучало. То есть есть же даже выражение такое, что я слишком беден, чтобы играть в бесплатные игры. Оно есть не зря. Надо как-то стало оборотнем.
How did you become a shapeshifter?
I was chosen.
And how does that work?
Complicated. Are you sure you want to hear the whole story? Time isn't exactly on our side.
Чем больше я буду знать о твоих способностях, тем лучше.
It isn't, but the more I know about your abilities, the better. You're fighting for me, after all.
We're not fighting for you, Tahar. We are fighting alongside each other. That's a big difference.
Что значит бок о бок?
Alongside, then.
Good. Let's make it short then. Shapeshifting is a gift of Zark. One that only the best of his shamans are granted.
And how does one become a shaman?
He has to be chosen by a tribe's chieftain. You see, magical talent is a lot rarer among orcs than it is among humans or elves. In my tribe, there was only me and Rain. We both discovered our talent by chance. I, when I was 9, and put out a fire that had broken out in my family's hut. Everybody was asleep, even the damn fool that had been tasked to stand guard. When I woke up, the entire room was in flames.
Так тебя разбудила магия?
So it was your magic that woke you?
No, I needed to take a piss.
Makes sense. What happened then?
I panicked and started screaming, as every child would have. However, the only thing that did was make me inhale the fumes even quicker. My vision blurred and I lost consciousness. When I woke up again, I was on a bed of hay in the village shaman's tent, and everybody was staring at me, as if I was Zarek incarnate. I asked what happened and they told me. Just when I had lost consciousness, it had started to rain. Not just a little. It was a full-fledged storm, a deluge from the skies. With not even a minute, all the tents in the village had been flooded. The fire wasn't extinguished right away, but was quickly put out by the other orcs that had been awoken by the storm.
Средневодонном на Мору. Ну, не знаю, я в свое время скачал только репак здоровущий, который очень много правил, и, в принципе, забил на все это дело. Прошел Мору, получил удовольствие, и что-то как-то больше в тест меня это не тянет. Впечатляет. Но это могло быть совпадением.
How did they know it was you? It could have been a coincidence.
An unlikely one, yes. But you're right. According to my brothers, I had an orange shimmer in my eyes, and was muttering strange words when they took me to the shaman. She told me that was a clear sign that I was gifted, and that I had fire in my blood, as my tribe likes to say. Of course, it changed my life entirely. All of a sudden, I was my Cal's pride. It was strange, not just for me, but also for my kin.
И как это восприняла твоя семья?
How did your family take it?
Well, they were proud. But they also weren't sure how to treat me anymore. For example, my father stopped taking me out on the hunt because he was afraid that something might happen. Which is ridiculous. Shaman or not, an orc who can't wield a spear isn't an orc at all. Also, my siblings became withdrawn. Jealousy, of course, but also estrangement. All of a sudden, their baby brother had become this strange being, which had apparently been bitten by Zarek himself.
Нет, сам моду я не ставил, просто уже сборку готовую поставил. Знаешь, наверное, так всегда бывает.
It's always like that. Being different isolates you.
I guess.
Но кто же обучал тебя?
Who trained you? The healer?
Yes, but only about her craft. Primitive ghost callings, alchemy, medicine. I learned my magic from an elder who lived in a tiny shack a 15-mile march from our village. I woke up every day before dawn, walked for 2 hours, served him, and received my lessons. Then returned to my cow shortly before midnight. It was hard, yes, but it was insightful. Those long walks in the darkness, the solitude at the foot of the mountain where his shack was, they shaped me.
Нет, плагины мода на игры я не делал. И более когда мне. Ты упоминал кого-то по имени Рейна.
Interesting. And who was this Rain you mentioned earlier?
Did I? Well, that's complicated. I don't want to talk about it.
All right. Regarding this Rain, you...
No, Tahar. Accept it.
Нет, Тахар, смирись, подожди развитие сюжета, Тахар. Здравствуйте, Кайдин. Во-первых, не хохлов, а украинцев. Если уж на то пошло. Во-вторых, где?
To this day, the Shaper's magical and technological prowess remains unrivaled.
Куда?
Will do.
Tahar, may I help you with something?
Не знаю. ХП, концентрация, что такого. И все еще интересно, как ты оказался в Нортандере.
I'd still like to know more about how you ended up in Northander.
Bugger and blast. And here I was hoping you'd forgotten. All right, I'll tell you. But only under one condition.
Yes?
That I get to ask you a personal question too.
Ну давай.
Then we have a deal. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Fair enough. I was born in the Windwall Mountains.
Во-первых, он говорил, во-первых, сигара это просто сигара. А иногда не просто сигара.
Sorry, still sorting out my thoughts. It's been a long time since I last told this story to anyone. Alright, one more time. As you can imagine, I was born in Windwall, a child of the rocks.
Come again?
A true dwarf, as some would say. Born in the buried city, not on the outside as the traders and farmers are. My family was quite privileged. Not nobility, but my mother and father led a big smeltery which supplied one of the finest smithies. Moon silver weaponry. Ever heard of it?
I think so. The commanders of the Royal Army used them.
Figures. Well, my childhood was a rather unremarkable one. I had two brothers and a sister, and even though I was the oldest child, I was always the most quiet one. I learned quickly how to wield an axe, and I still know how to do it, but I never took pleasure in it. The same goes for my parents' craft. For some reason, Nihalf had given me a talent for metallurgy, but not the desire to use it. Instead, my biggest love was always made with ink. Books.
But I assume your parents didn't approve of that.
Oh no, they didn't mind. I had 3 siblings who could do the job as well as I, so the future of our family was secured. On the contrary, they were quite accepting, which wasn't usual amongst dwarves, especially not those in Windwall.
Ну, будем считать, что тебе повезло с семьей. Мы традиционалисты, да?
Dwarves are traditionalists, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they are. They love their brawls, they love their ale, and they love their metal crafting. And they never miss a chance to tell the outside world just how much they do.
Well, to be honest, when I think of dwarven culture, that's exactly what comes to my mind.
See? And that's the problem. There's always diversity in every race. There are soft-hearted orcs, there are elves who don't give a damn about the white tree, and there are humans with... well, you get the point. What I'm trying to say is, many dwarves love living these traditions, but there are some like me who just don't fit in. This is one of the reasons why I appreciate you and this group so much, Tahar. Aenir's tools or not, we're all pariahs, in one way or another.
I guess that's true.
А что насчет гномов с поверхности?
Are the surface dwarfs different?
Depends. There are some who are very open-minded. For example, the traders who get around a lot. On the other hand, there are some who are as ignorant as the Windwallers.
So, what happened? Why did you leave Windwall?
I'm getting there, Tahar. When I came of age, I found work in the Windwall Library. It sounds more impressive than it is. Basically just 4 blocky granite walls filled with a dozen bookshelves. Nothing compared to the great libraries of Finn and Mere or even Everlight. That time was also when I deepened my knowledge of the Shapers. I devoured all the books there were, and bought whatever writings the merchants brought in. They smiled at me, talked of me as the strange bird, but I didn't care. The more I read, the more spellbound I became. And the more I dreamed of journeying through Io to solve all those mysteries not yet uncovered.
Это неправильно, блин. Городская библиотека. Пара книжек всего. Ну, даже получается, ну, дюжина, допустим. Торговцы прийти должны были, ты с ними говорил, а то отходил. Ну, может, потом придут. Ко мне где-то и архитектор должен был прийти, но что-то не пою. А в Винвальских горах есть руины создателей?
Are there shaper ruins in the Windwall Mountains?
Hardly. And those that are there are buried beneath miles and miles of rock. Impossible to access without a huge expedition.
Huh. And what kept you from doing just that?
Well, two things. First of all, my attachment to my family. Secondly, Gilak.
Gilead?
My, partner.
You had a partner?
Yeah. We met... I'd rather not go into detail too much. Fact is, we lived together for 6 years.
Yeah.
He was very dear to me. Let's put it that way.
Они гнома сделали геем. Господи, за что вы так со мной, а? На что похожи семьи гномов?
What are dwarven families like?
Similar to their human counterparts, I believe. Having family and offspring is considered to be very important, especially if you're of noble blood.
But living with someone of the same sex is acceptable?
Well, yes and no. If you do, you don't talk about it, and you should make sure to find yourself a wife or a husband to found a proper family, eventually, and bring new children of stone into the world, even if that family is just a charade. If you don't do that, you're frowned upon. There's even a word for a childless dwarf, man or woman. Galrag, which roughly translates as dusty boulder. Very amusing, I know.
Вот поэтому я и не брал его в пати. Это... В этом есть какой-то смысл.
They do have a point, though. For an empire to endure, there needs to be children.
I agree. But I doubt a few people with different desires living a different kind of life pose a threat. There'll always be men who like women and women who like men, and a couple of people whose tastes are different don't change the fact. And once again, the Shapers were different in that regard. As long as you stay within the boundaries of your caste, you could do as you pleased.
I understand. But something happened, didn't it?
Yeah. The Blackstone Rebellion. Ever heard of it?
Потому что не просто дружили. Ну а чё он тогда так намекает на... Скажем так, что они не просто дружили. Нет.
No.
A coup. A small group of rebels tried to overthrow the royal house. It was bound to fail from the beginning. The rebels were anti-traditionalist and wanted to establish a new order, where it's the people who have the power, not the nobility. Gilak was one of these rebels.
Понятно, геи восстали.
Yeah. At first, before the coup, they tried to raise awareness by giving underground speeches. A noble endeavor, but not at all thought through. Most dwarves just don't care about politics as long as they can have their mugs of ale. At first, he didn't ask me to participate, but the more sour things went, the more he started pushing me. At one point, we had a fight, when he asked me to steal money from my family to support the movement. It was terrible. Finally, push came to shove, and he told me of the coup. He knew that despite my occupation, I was a remarkable fighter and Earthshaper, which is why he asked me to fight alongside him. You can make a difference, that's what he said. By Nihalf, he was just so naive. He really thought it would be like in the old legends, a group of courageous dwarfs fighting their way to Algrim Castle with me at his side. I just don't... Forgive me. It's strange to talk about it like this.
Ну, спасибо за то, что доверяешь мне, что ли.
It's okay. Thank you for trusting me.
Yeah, sure. You can imagine how torn I was. I knew he'd die if the coup took place, but I also knew that I couldn't stop him. When I told him he was mad, he called me a coward, a delusional bookworm, who'd rather spend his whole life dreaming about the past than changing the present. And then he left. The next day, I found him beheaded by a royal guard. They didn't even make it to the castle stairs.
То ли не слишком большими идеалистами были, то ли дебилами полнейшими. А что случилось после этого?
What happened then?
I ran. Not only because I'd rather have died than return to that empty house of ours, but Also because they would have arrested me too. Our relationship wasn't a secret, and in their eyes, I was as eccentric as Gilak and his friends. And we all know how dangerous eccentrics are, don't we? I left my family a letter, telling them not to come after me, bought a horse, and rode as far as it would take me before collapsing. That was 9 years ago. I haven't returned ever since.
А что с твоей семьей?
What about your family?
Да.
Did you ever hear from them again?
Not directly. Every now and then, I return to a big city to find a dwarf who can tell me about Windwall. But the thought of returning, I don't know. I know it's cruel toward them, but I just don't think I could ever bear setting foot in those cursed stone halls again.
I see. And since then, you've been studying the Shapers?
Yeah. If there really is, as people say, a silver lining to everything, then this would be it. I'm finally doing what I was too afraid to do back in Windwall. I'm living my dream. Though the price I paid for it was high. And you know what, Tahar?
What?
There's a third reason to my fascination with the Shapers I haven't told you about yet. It's Gilak. Stupid as it may sound, there's a part of me who wants to prove him wrong. To show him that the past has value. That it can guide us towards a better world.
I see. Well, thank you for sharing this, Iskrim. I appreciate it.
Yeah. It felt good to talk about it. I didn't expect that. But you're not off the hook yet. The question, remember?
Right. Shoot.
Your past is even more unusual than mine. Growing up with a man like Isamu Tahar as your father? Without a mother? And then the whole thing with the Mage Rebellion? I know you've been through a lot. Now, I was wondering, if you could trade that past you've had for a different one, would you do it?
То есть начиналось-то все, в принципе, хорошо, но потом закончилось все очень плохо. Стоит ли она того? Тут скорее вопрос в другом. Нравлюсь ли я себе сейчас как личность? Потому что если меня прошлое, значит я не люблю себя настоящего. Тут вопрос именно скорее в этом. И я отвечу, что нет, наверное.
I wouldn't.
That surprises me, to be honest. But I think I understand. Either way, pleasure speaking with you. Hope this wasn't too grim for you, but then again, you asked for it. Give me some time now, will you?
Sure. Take care, Iskrim.
Изгрим новый бастион получил. Фу, новую способность получил. Он любит меня.
Tahar, finally! Do you have the stone?
I do. What now? How do we connect it to the Nexus?
Well, I've done a little research on that. It should be pretty straightforward. Give me the stone for a second, please.
Sure.
Thanks. Now, let's see. Whoa!
This is amazing.
What the heck just happened? Was that the stone?
Yeah. It seems like our plan worked. The stones are the power sources of the Nexus.
Not sources, Tahar. They're simply the catalysts. As I said, the energy, all this magic, it comes from someplace else.
Well, I definitely know why the Shapers were so powerful now. If they were able to harness that, I wouldn't want to be their enemy.
Pain.
Pardon?
Rekindling this place. I can feel their thoughts now. At least, some of them.
You mean the Shapers' thoughts?
Those who connected themselves to this place. The ones who had the power of telepathy. They left an echo, and whatever wiped out the Shapers, it caused pain. Horrible pain.
I see.
Well, fascinating or not, we need to connect our minds to the Nexus to find the source of the blood burn, right? Can we do that now?
No. It's not strong enough yet.
Well, we knew that already. We need to find the second stone first. Let's head to Everlight and find that archaeologist. He's our best chance of finding that island.
А еще поскольку колонна 3, нам скорее всего понадобится 3 самоцвета. Но это так. Логика. Здравствуйте, Айван, я так понимаю. Потерянный торговец, если торговца на север отправить, куда он придет? Понятия не имею. Игру можно поругать за боевку, разве что РТСную. Хотя, для полноты картины тут все-таки пары штришков не хватает. Ставлю в лысину в дырочку, и случится чудо. Самое обидно, что левел даже не дали. Дырочки не припадают. Буду искать дырочки по размерам. Так, где у нас тут все свет был? Не люба ты мне. Ну, может, у Рама взять? Или из грима? Ой, прям даже не знаю, кого бы мне взять, а ой, кого бы взять. А Раму возьмем. Мне нравится, классно.
Of the few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that their troubles do not end there. Though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage Wars, the city has its own mountain of problems to struggle with. The biggest one...
А может его перекачать все-таки? Не, ну... Не, гном-то неплохой, просто... Просто чего-то ему не хватает. Просто очень ласково, да, очень нежно щекотит пузик обороткой. А для кого мы брали щит тогда? Для кого-нибудь, не знаю. Хотя бы так. Добавим тебе концентрации. Борьба против демонов, против людей. Или тебе дуал, например, выдать. Давай так, я прям даже не знаю. В принципе, можно его как танка поставить. 138 здоровья. В эту ветку ему пойти и будет нормально.
Really?
Так, нам надо вот сюда.
So, what's the plan?
Now would you look at that?
Nowadays, few people remember the reason for Everlight's wealth. The glittering mine.
Let's see.
Huh?
И нам вот сюда. Кстати, у нас косты так никто не умеет сбивать, это зашибись. И это зашибись. А смотрите, опять регейн затворил. А че, все, кончился?
Yes.
Кончилась лафа, да?
Damn it! I need healing. What's next? They will fall. Help me, for heck's sake!
Хил, приди.
Whatever's necessary.
Блин, как ты хилиться умудряешься, если я тебе хил сбил? Вот. Союшка. Бесцовы, верно. Да нет, тут дело не в этом. И просто проклинаешь ее постоянно и... Виктори, так сказать.
Ага. Easy.
Зером, наверное, один из самых лучших персонажей, который бьет по таргету. Здравствуйте, Лола. Лучшего тупо нет. Шанс вызвать исцеляющий взрыв. Слушайте, может его в танка перекачать, а? Какая охерительная была просто. Просто уехил.
Yes. What do we need?
Fine.
Во-во-во. Тень Барга Гора.
Yes?
Yes.
For the fire wheel!
Finally.
Uh-huh.
Какой-то лютый дядька.
Help me!
Uh-huh.
Shit! Help me, for heck's sake!
Killed one of our heroes.
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Damn it! I need healing.
Really? Got it.
Get ready.
О, да, но вот гоблинов мне явно еще не хватало. Для полноценной картины.
You'll regret this.
Стой, блин, если зоны маленькие, куда я встану? Это во-первых, а во-вторых, не стой в ауе, а не стой в огне, дебил. Официально это называется именно так. А да подло еще регенится, да? По-царски.
Just give the word.
Pathetic.
Shit!
You read my mind.
Да беги ты, господи.
One of our heroes. Damn it! I need healing.
Добро, он совсем разошелся. Здравствуй, Грабинович.
Nowadays, few people remember the reason for Everlight's wealth. The glittering mine.
Как-то грустно.
Damn it! For heck's sake!
Plan.
Help! For heck's sake! Killed one of our heroes.
Это нереально. Его здесь на столь узкой платформе убить
Nowadays, few
нереально.
people remember the reason for
Без
Everlight's
дикого
wealth.
резиста как к нему.
The glittering mine.
Yes?
Так сказать, буду кошернее.
What do you want?
Fine.
Interesting.
Yes?
Вот выманить бы его сюда и по кругу кайтить.
Here we go.
Но у кого-то жопка слишком толстая.
Child play.
Поэтому удаляй. Валим отсюда. Нам тут не рады.
Interesting.
А, еще я могу колонну повращать, да. Ну давай. Вот. Хотя, блин, у меня сопротивление огню такое весьма немаленькое. Ну, как не маленькое, 48. Все равно не маленькое.
Now would you look at that?
Ну хотя бы Виверна убили, уже плюс.
Of the few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that their troubles do not end there. Though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage Wars.
Yes?
Интересно, порталами только мы пользоваться умеем? Почему-то как бы остальные, ну, никак не реагируют. О боже, боже, эти колонны стояли тут тысячи веков, и никто не знал, зачем они были практически полностью неразрушимы. Но, оказывается, это порталы. О, порталы.
As a neutral, a political association of mages solely devoted to the study of magic.
You have a strange aura. Interesting.
Прости, чего?
I beg your pardon?
Your aura, it's different, cold. Anyway, forgive my manners. Callaghan Theo, archiver of the Creators Guild. How may I help you?
I'm looking for someone. An archaeologist named Ilbertus Watley.
Watley? That man obsessed with his island?
Yes. What do you know about him?
Not much. Only that he showed up here some years ago asking for funding for his bizarre excavation. All the nobles who usually fund these kinds of things had rejected him. However, he didn't have any proof backing up his claims, other than him claiming to be of Hibernian ancestry, just like Queen Aelith. So we had to send him away as well, which didn't stop him from digging.
Он думает, что он гиберниец?
He thinks he's a Hibernian?
Well, he said that his great-great-great-great-grandmother was part Hibernian or something along those lines, though he didn't have any of the Queen's gifts. And he also claimed that, through his heritage, he has been having those strange dreams since his childhood of a secluded island within the Black Sea that no explorer has ever laid eyes upon.
And I take it you didn't believe him?
Well, I wanted to, and so did the other archivers. But the moment we start giving out money for fascinating stories alone is the moment we will stop existing.
Зачем проводить раскопки во всесвете, чтобы найти остров?
Why would he dig in Everlight to find an island?
Because apparently there's a Shaper portal that might take him there. Or a Hibernian portal, I don't remember, it's been a while.
Ну и как же начал на раскопки без денег?
If you and the nobles denied him the means to do an excavation, how did he dig?
That's where it gets tragic. He spent his entire heritage.
To no avail.
Not entirely. He found what resembled a portal, but it was just dead, cold stone. It didn't take him anywhere. He tried to activate it for years, but ultimately his savings ran out. Now he lives in the Mud District, begging for food. He literally gave it all for his dream, but failed. A sad story. Why do you ask, though?
Простое любопытство.
Curiosity. Thank you for your help.
Sure. You're welcome. I have to continue my work now. Safe travels, friends.
Corporal.
Sounds like a plan.
Of the few
Странно, если он
refugees who
умудрился
make
найти
it to
портал,
Everlight,
почему
many are
та же
shocked to
самая
find that their
Академия
troubles do
магов
not
как-то
end
не
there.
вмешалась и
Though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage Wars.
или гуляющие аристократы могли это профинансировать просто ради интереса, если он что-то нашел.
Off to the Mud District. Let's hope Watley's still there.
And still alive.
The Rocker.
I'll take a look. Sure.
Как-то это неправдоподобно.
Zarek guides me.
Let's see.
Сейчас глянем, может у мужика есть какие-нибудь кольца новые.
Yes? Want to trade?
Так, у нас плюс 1 к силе, плюс 1 к конституции. Очков здоровья. И урон и черная магия. Это такое себе. Так, чтоб тебе продать-то такого? Что-нибудь ненужное.
Farewell.
Huh?
Just give the word.
Huh?
Ну, хотя бы так.
Corporal.
Пошли искать горе-архитектора. О, археолога.
Greetings. Say, could you help me with something? I'm looking for a man called Ilbertus Watley.
Ilbertus what? Never heard of him. Sorry.
No problem. Tiara's blessing.
А как же монетку дать попрошайке за информацию?
Excuse me, sir. I'm looking for someone named Ilbertus Watley. Ever heard of him?
Watley? Nah, I don't think so.
I see. Thanks.
Really? Finally.
Да, я не могу понять, где он. А вот он.
Interesting. Excuse me, madam. I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for a man named Ilbertus Watley. He's supposed to live here.
Watley? Oh, you mean that beggar? Ah, he lives here. Does nothing but beg for coins at the marketplace all day long. What do you want from him?
Long story. Much obliged. Mm-hmm.
Да как-то он больно хорошо одет для нищего. Или модельку перепутали.
I think that's him.
A coin? Fair lady. Please. The Old Father will reward you for your generosity.
Are you Sir Ilbertus Watley?
Yes, I am. Who are you? How do you know my name?
We're here because of the island in the Black Sea.
That accursed island. Tiara's breath. Here I thought I was done with it for good.
Кажется, ты злишься.
You seem bitter about it.
How did you guess? I sacrificed everything I had just for some deluded fantasy. From a nobleman in Tiara's grace to a beggar in the mud district. Quite the career, isn't it? And all because of some deluded childhood dream. Because I wanted to believe I'm special. Let's not talk about it.
Well, we know for a fact that it exists, and we want to find it.
What?
The island exists, and we have reason to believe there's something on it that we need. And we've been told that you tried to excavate an old Hibernian portal that could lead us there.
Forgive me, but this is a lot to take in.
But the portal exists?
Yes. Yes, it does. But it's useless. Just a piece of stone.
Еще один вопрос. Твоих жилах течет гибернийская кровь?
Another question. We were told that you consider yourself part Hibernian, like the Queen.
Well, not anymore. But yes, I believed that for a very long time.
How come?
Long story. The short version is that I've had these strange dreams ever since I can remember. Dreams of
Я этого мужика я не
turquoise
убил.
marble,
Неубиваемый какой-то.
old rituals and ancient dragons. But they were always so vivid, like a real memory.
And that led you to believe they were?
That and the fact that I've always felt different from others. But then again, who doesn't? In the end, the Creators Guild was right. I had nothing to back up my claims.
То есть он спамит, получается, огонь в узкие пространства и, получается, полностью их загораживает. Если бы его вывести можно было куда-то на более открытое пространство, с ним можно было подраться, каяти его. Ну а там такое сделать нельзя, он просто уходит и отрегенивается. Значит, ты потратил все свое состояние, чтобы найти этот остров?
So, you used up all your wealth to find that island?
Yes. As you probably know, no one was willing to fund my expedition. So, I decided to take the matter into my own hands. Looking back, I can't believe how obsessed I was. Even when I sold the house my family had lived in for generations, I didn't see where that route was ultimately bound to take me. But I'd rather not talk about it. I hope you understand.
Откуда ты узнала про этот остров?
How did you learn of that island?
That's complicated. What it ultimately amounted to were some vague explorer's diaries, dreams, and an active imagination.
And that's all?
No, it's not. But please understand that this is a very painful chapter of my past, which I prefer to remain closed.
А что же ты надеялся найти на этом острове?
What exactly did you hope to find on that island?
Wealth. At least, that was part of it, and what I told my potential patrons. Then, of course, there was my supposed Hibernian heritage. But, all that aside, Hibernian culture has always fascinated me. I studied archaeology in Greyfell, and as most archaeologists, I was always laughed at. Most people still consider it an expensive hobby for nobles rather than a true craft. I wanted to prove them wrong.
Можешь ты показать нам этот портал?
Be that as it may, we need to find a way to get to that island, and building a ship isn't an option. Can you show us that portal?
Haven't you listened? It doesn't work.
We need to try. Can you take us there?
Fine. I can, but only under one condition. You need to pay me. Now, believe me, I wouldn't ask this if I had a choice, but leaving this place during the busiest hours of the day means I'll end up with an empty belly tonight. Just give me 30 gold. That should last me for a week.
Ну, держи 60. Здравствуйте, как умею.
Take 60.
Oh, that's
Ачивку дали, щедрая душа.
very generous of you. Thank you. Meet me at the excavation site, will you? I need to take care of something first.
Okay, see you there.
Poor man. To give it all up for your dream and then fail. That must hurt.
Секунду, тут портал где-то есть. О, это мы отлично зашли.
Killed one of our heroes.
Back on your feet.
What's next?
We need.
Well, is that all? Is that all?
Yes?
I need help over here.
Killed one of our heroes.
Да идти сколотить тебя за ногу, а?
Help me for heck's sake!
Да.
Nowadays, few people remember the reason for Everlight's wealth.
Да нет, вряд ли вот става будет. Скорее всего, у нас куда-то портал утянет. А автосейвушка есть? Почему считаю, что это она?
Of the few refugees.
Подстава в том, что там какие-то то ли наемники, не наемники вроде, то ли еще кто.
Well then, off to the mud district. Let's hope Watley's still there.
And still alive.
Corporal.
Так никак не ожидал.
Now would you look at that?
Чем только охрана занимается, непонятно. Так мы с ним не поговорим.
Ага.
Yes?
Союшка.
Excuse me, madam.
What?
Long story. Much obliged.
Так как-то он не шибко похож на бедняка. Может, он бежал деньги прятать. Может, он поесть побежал, мало ли.
I think that's him.
That accursed island.
The island.
Yes. Yes.
Be that we need.
Oh, me.
Okay, see you there.
To give it all up for your dream and then fail. That must hurt.
They're not as uncommon as you might think. Some dreams just stay dreams. We just like to tell ourselves otherwise.
Беги, дурак, беги. Так. Союшка.
You read my mind. Leave it to me. Whatever necessary.
Так, вот эти два коврика под баблом. Снимай бабл.
Killed one of our heroes.
Help me for heck's sake!
Killed one of our heroes.
Долбанный
Of
крауд-контроль,
the
а?
few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that their troubles do not end there. Though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage War.
Столько как-то не хватает. Блин, избития коста нету. Ничего не хватает.
Fine.
Так как раз вот добежал.
Dear, you really killed them all. Just who exactly are you?
Бывший солдат.
A former soldier. So this is the portal.
Yes.
Did you reconstruct it?
No, it was still intact when we found it, which is more than strange, but that's also where the mystery ended. We couldn't activate it, even with the portal stone.
Но как вы его вообще нашли?
How did you find it in the first place? And what makes you believe it's connected to the island?
Hibernian stone tablets. You see, similar to the Shapers, the Hibernians had developed a magic that allowed them to travel great distances within a short amount of time through portals. By stepping through an active portal, it took you wherever its counterpart was located.
Teleportation.
Yes, but much safer and also available to the common folk.
I see. And how do you know this portal's counterpart is on the island?
Another long story, for which I assume you don't have the time. Suffice to say that I found a kind of map, one that outlined all the Hibernian portals, how they used to be back in their era.
Interesting. And these portal stones were required to activate them?
Yes, but as I said, it didn't help. I paid a fortune to buy it from a Chilean merchant, but I might as well have sung my incantations on a brick.
Where is that stone now? Can I see it?
You're really stubborn, aren't you? No, you can't. Because I threw it away.
Why?
Because it was useless. It was useless. Like all of this sodding, pointless horseshit I ruined my life for. Forgive me. I shouldn't have gotten so upset. This place, it just brings up memories.
Ну да куда ты камень-то выкидал?
Where did you throw it away? Do you remember?
Yes, I remember. There's a small shack near the old river watch in the southwest.
Мы его нашли уже.
That was the day I had finally realized that I had been chasing a ghost all along. You'll try to find it, won't you? I can see it. Please. I don't know who you are. But believe me, it's pointless. You're wasting your time.
Let me be the judge of that. Will you wait here?
If you insist. It's not as if I'm missing anything in that sodding city.
Видите, ну мы же там вроде были уже. Или, видимо, это другая хижина.
If you insist.
Understood. There. I think that's the shack Watley was talking about. Look at that. Could this be the stone?
Show me. Yes, that might be it.
Как-то слишком все просто.
That's interesting.
Hmm?
This stone. But it looks a lot like our Shaper room.
Watley? We found...
Да ладно.
By the... What? How is that possible?
Кажется, он среагировал на мое появление.
The portal. I think it reacted to me.
But... This doesn't make sense. No, this is a dream. This isn't happening.
Well, obviously.
I need to see.
Let's see.
Wait.
Too late. We need to follow him.
Great, but you go first.
Давайте человека возьмем.
Though some
И главное, каким
cartographers may
способом
claim
мы их с собой
otherwise,
заберем?
the maps of
Интересно.
Io
Ну,
are
армию,
still far
я
from
имею в виду.
complete. The Black Sea in particular has always invited explorers and adventurers to fantasize. Situated north of Fiara, many ships have fallen victim to its stormy waters, causing the number of expeditions to diminish.
Tiara's breath. It worked.
It felt just like traveling with a godstone.
Only that this seems to have been a one-way road. The portal is closed.
What about the portal stone?
I don't know. It seems empty. Activating that portal must have used up all of its energy. Question is, where's Watley? And is it just my imagination, or is the sun a bit lower than when we stepped through?
Possible. It's the same thing that happens when using teleportation magic. A distortion in the fabric of time. Anyway, we should go look for Watley. If he's on his own, he might be in danger.
Agreed. Let's follow the path. He can't have gone far.
Yes? Fine.
И опять же задаюсь вопросом, как за нами сюда может пройти
Hard to
армия,
believe we're suddenly thousands of
если
miles
портал
from
закрыт.
Everlight. But there is something unique to this island, isn't there?
Yeah. There's hardly any magical signatures around us. Whoever lived or lives here, they haven't been in contact with the outside world yet.
What Pilskin?
For the fire wielders! Let's burn them!
Странно, кажется, это были обычные жуки, которые стреляли в меня паутиной.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
You got it.
Yashul Skenyar, Sro Cesar, Sro de Shar, Kaslanul de Shah, Yash Kusla.
Let's do this.
Srar.
Я буду просто как бы одним взглядом юзу меня в камень превратить, или так просто не задумано.
Help me, for heck's sake! Damn it! I need healing.
So, what's the plan?
Easy.
They will fall.
Сколько же? А господи, ну добить его эту тварюгу, ну.
You read my mind.
Damn it! I need healing.
Pathetic.
They will fall.
Easy.
Самое толстое оставил напоследок.
Well, leave it to me.
Focus, Syria. Focus.
Bugger and blasted, blistering blazes. Who were these creatures? And what took you so long?
We entered the portal just after you. The teleportation caused a distortion in time.
Oh, of course. The writings mentioned that. Well, thanks for saving me. And sorry for being so mindless. These creatures, I thought they were going to kill me.
Who's our friend?
I don't know. He must be one of the locals. But he doesn't seem to understand our tongue.
Tunde, I do.
Fine. Now I'm lost.
So am I. How can you know our language?
Because we are both Kalal. You come from the Forsaken Land, which our people left behind hundreds of generations ago. Though your way of speaking is strange. Be that as it may, I am not worthy of answering your questions. I will take you to our Yaris. She has predicted the arrival of outsiders, and it seems that her readings have become true. You will free us from Shar's snake spawn.
Анимация простенькая, так что они просто скидывают молот и вниз фигачат. Как будто колени забивают. Вы из одного края?
We come from the same land? You mean, you're also from Nortander?
Yes, but our ancestors left it behind. It's a long tale, and again, not one I am worthy of telling.
А кто такой Шар?
Who is this Shar?
Lakeshi, a renegade, a traitor. But our Yaris will tell you all.
Прошу, веди меня к своей Джарас.
All right, then take me to your Yaris.
Wait, one more thing. Yaris, Tonde. This sounds a lot like the Hibernian tongue. Are you Hibernians?
Not directly. But again, our Yaris is better fit to explain that. Now please follow me. Yakul!
Saris Jadul!
Я серьезно знал, что тут еще и порталы
I thought the
есть.
snake spawn got you.
They almost did. These people saved me. They are from the Forsaken Land, Yakul. Just as she read from the stars.
By the name of the sun. Outsiders. Are they... I mean, do they speak our tongue?
We do. And I bet we have as many questions as you have.
I see. Gallus Danwaji, outsider. Thank you for saving this man. You have no idea what his death would have brought upon our village.
I promised to take them to the Yaris. Can you let us in?
I believe so. Take them to the Yaris, Mikhail. She will want to know the stars spoke the truth. It was an honor, outsider.
Did he just say star readings?
As I said, our Yaris foresaw your coming.
Ну,
She read it from the constellations.
I see the outsiders
качество
have
локации
arrived.
не падает, я смотрю.
Yes, they have. Just as you predicted. And they saved me from the snake spawn.
Then you already have my gratitude, stranger. Mikhail, you may leave.
Of course.
Well then, I'm a Shah, holy Yaris of the Ulias tribe. What's your name?
Ты вождь этой деревни?
I assume Yaris means leader.
Not precisely, but yes. I am the leader of this village. So tell me, who am I talking to?
I'm Tahar. That man, he said you foresaw our coming.
I read the stars, yes. They told me that soon a stranger would come, one seeking for something to end a curse put upon his land.
The Bloodbutt.
Don't tell me. Our tribe has left the Forsaken Land for a reason, and whatever is happening there, it does not concern us. All that matters is that the stars sent you to save us from Shar, and that we, should you succeed, give you the Kasarlanthep stone in return.
То есть, я догадаюсь, чтобы достичь успеха, мне нужно убить всех змей, да? Человека-змей. Какое отношение к этому имеют звезды?
I hate to disappoint, but me being here doesn't have anything to do with the stars.
Yes, it does, even though not in the way you think. What I do, reading the constellations, it is merely interpreting a pattern that is already there. You see, we sentient beings like to consider ourselves separate from the world, but the truth is, we aren't. We're part of a complex whole. Characters, events, catastrophes, they repeat, maybe in a different shape, but with the same core. They are patterns ingrained into the fabric of existence.
Fascinating. This is just what the Hibernian priests always said.
In other words, you're saying that us being here is part of a pattern?
Ваш народ сбежал с материка. Зачем?
So, your people fled from the mainland?
Yes, we did, which is why we were able to talk to one another. But that was a long, long time ago. And since you will probably ask,
We left because we were persecuted.
Persecuted? Why?
Because of our faith. We followed the ancient teachings of the Iberians, and though we were only a few and our faith was peaceful, the priestess of Tiara did not approve. We started to roam the lands in search of a new home, but wherever we went, people drove us away. Until one day, one of our sages found a portal. You can imagine the rest.
Oh, you stepped through and found the island.
Yes. We've lived in peace ever since.
Интересно, портал всех пустил или так же, как у нас, просто вырубился где-то посередине? Так вы поклоняетесь гибернийцам?
So, you worship the Hibernians?
No. They weren't gods. We follow their teachings.
Which are?
Quite simple. I know most remember the Iberians as brutal dragon hunters, but they were so much more. I even dare say that their downfall was the worst that could happen to Io. But this is a complex matter. If you are truly interested, read one of our parchments. You should be able to decipher the writing.
Oh, trust me. I'll do that.
Королева Элита, гибернийка.
Queen Aelith is a direct descendant from the Hibernians.
Who?
Right. You wouldn't know.
А вы никогда не хотели вернуться в Фиару?
And you never wanted to return to Fiara?
No.
Отличный ответ. А что насчет камня Xarlontep?
The Xarlontep stone?
Yes, the ones who created the relic you are looking for.
You mean the Shapers?
If that is how you call them, yes.
А если мы поможем тебе, вы отдадите нам камень?
So, we help you, and you give us the Nexus Stone in return. Is that the deal?
I don't know the stone by that name, but yes, if you help us resolve our problem, you can have it.
You don't even want to know what we need it for?
No. As I said, the outside world doesn't concern us anymore.
Ну так чем я могу помочь-то?
All right, what do you need help with? Your Medusa problem, I assume, and this Shar who's controlling them?
Yes, but it's a bit more complicated. Shar is my son. Where should I start? I have two sons, Dul and Shar. According to the Iberian traditions, it was set that Dul would succeed me as the next Yaras. As you can imagine, this was never easy. Shar never accepted Dul as the legitimate firstborn.
Вражда между братьями.
I think I can see where this is going.
It's not that simple. You see, their father died when they were both very young, and that shaped their personalities in very different ways. Shar was frail, sensitive, and emotional. He was always sick, had horrible nightmares, and often talked about these voices he heard.
А что за голоса?
He heard voices?
Yes. Not only during the night, sometimes even in broad daylight.
What did they say?
All kinds of things. But nowadays, I simply think it was him having a too active imagination.
Ну и что же это были за кошмары?
What kind of dreams did he have?
Everything, really. A lot of it revolved around his father's death. And then he had this one about the sacrificed woman.
The sacrificed woman?
Yes. According to him, he always found himself in some temple-like room surrounded by strange, puppet-like creatures. He walked down a hallway until he stepped into a room where there was a woman lying on an altar. I talked to our shaman about this, but he said that it might simply be his fragile mind. Now I believe that it also had something to do with his magic. A lot of gifted children suffer from strange dreams like that one.
Ну а что с Дулом?
And Dul, your firstborn.
He was the exact opposite. He was strong, always healthy and good with people, but hardly ever showed emotion. It was almost as if he was destined to succeed me.
Ну а как погиб твой муж?
How did your husband die?
His heart just stopped beating. A rare disease that had run in his family's blood for generations.
My condolences.
А как они друг к другу относятся?
What was their relationship?
Well, Dul was very distant toward Shar, and Shar hated Dul with a passion. The day things got truly complicated was when Shar discovered his magic. His talent was enormous.
Что произошло?
Let's cut to the chase. Where did the Medusae come from?
Well, it all happened a month ago. One night, Shar and Dul were gone. The next morrow, our village was surrounded by snake spawn, rallied behind my Shar.
И откуда пришли эти медузы?
Being a talented mage is one thing, but where did all these Medusae come from? The snake spawn, as you call them.
A ritual, an invocation that has been passed down in our tribe for generations. You see, we do not know war on this island, and fate willing we never will, which is why we are practically defenseless. But that does not mean we are naive. Should our people ever be threatened by outsiders, whether they come by the portals or by ship, the snake spawn would protect us.
So, Shar used this ritual to bind the Medusae to his will?
Yes.
Interesting. I didn't even know Medusae could be conjured.
Так чего же он хотел?
But what did he want? Force you to make him the next Yaras instead?
Worse. He said that since we are too blind to see, he would take matters in his own hands and enforce the trial of brothers.
Of course.
I don't understand.
In the Hibernian Empire, it actually wasn't custom for the firstborn child of the emperor to succeed him. Instead, their heirs had to compete in a ritualized duel, which mostly ended deadly for one of the parties. That way, or so the Hibernians figured, there would never be a weakling on the throne.
Very similar to our tradition. That's interesting.
Ну, наверное, это разумно.
Makes sense. I guess a ruler should be strong.
Is that how you see it? Well, then we disagree. As much as our people admired the Iberian faith, this wasn't a custom we ever adopted. Be that as it may, for the month, Shar has had his snake spawn abduct villagers to help him restore the ruin up north, so that it's worthy of hosting the trial. Once that is done, he wants to challenge his brother to a fight at the mountain altar. You see where this is going. You need to bring him to reason.
How am I supposed to do that? I can't take on his entire army by myself.
I know that. So the first step should be to free at least some of our people he has taken prisoner. After that is done, we can discuss further steps.
А где нам искать твоих людей?
These villagers your son holds captive. Where can I find them?
As far as I know, he took most of them to the ruin up north, but the place is heavily guarded by snake spawn, and he has shut himself in, so you can't go there yet. For now, it would suffice if you took care of the smaller camp just north of the village. I feel bad to ask this of you, Tahar, but frankly, our hands are bound. I just have to trust the stars that I'm not sending you into your doom.
We've fought worse.
Yes, I guess you have.
А ну, зачем тебе для этого я? Это глупый вопрос, ты же избранный. А ты поможешь нам вернуться на материк?
If we do this, can you also help us return to the mainland?
Yes, I believe I can. Our Valis, our village shaman, knows a lot about the ancient portals. But until we have our people back, he won't be able to help you.
Ну а как мы сможем вразумить твоего сына?
How am I supposed to make him see reason?
If only I knew. Talk to him, convince him, make him realize what he has done. Just try not to hurt him, will you? But as I said, first of all, our people need to be freed. As long as the village is defenseless, we can't provide you with the means to take down his camp. I'll be here if you need anything. Now good luck, Tahar. And for what it's worth, sorry for burdening you with this.
Да и чё уж, мы уж привычные. Сывушка. Ладно, давайте заканчивать на сегодня, а то чайдушка что-то устает в последнее время дофига. Это просто отвратительно. Поэтому чидушка притомился чутка. Особенно после качалки. Вообще тяжело. Ладно, дамы и господа. Сегодня, к сожалению, все. И помните, там в группе ВКонтакте есть тема про пабг. Пубг или пубж. То есть хотим попробовать что-то новое на канале. Хотим. Мое величество, хотим пробовать что-то новое, необычное. Как бы что-то такое. Так что, может быть, какое-то время у нас будет что-то, что не будет, ну, скажем так, будет необычно для канала. Может быть, пару раз, может быть, чуть больше, чем пару раз. Посмотрим. Это не факт. Также напоминаю, что и там пытаемся собрать на монитор, хотя бы на монитор. Я уж остальное, думаю, смогу взять. Просто если это как бы сам, ну, одновременно и PlayStation, и на монитор я позволить себе, к сожалению, не смогу. Больно дорого это выйдет. Вот такая вот фигня. А то жалко, бессоньки будет. В следующем году там столько эксклюзивов выходит классных. Беда, беда. Ладно. Так. Это... Так, это сказал, да, все, запись останавливаем, да, и